Hey guys, welcome back. It is Sunday. I guess it'd be February 9th, and I'm not stressed out at all. And I'm here with my co-host, Justin Console Kits.
That's right, guys. I'm here, and I'm here to keep Ralph sane, because this guy is going insane in the membrane. I'm telling you. He wants to hide it tonight, but I'm telling you, poke him a little, it's going to come out.
Oh, and by the way, the whole point is that I got this really cool mic preamp now, so I can do something on this show that will not affect how loud I sound on your end, meaning it will not pop or anything. And you want to know what that is? No. Woo!
It's Do you have a filter that makes it less annoying?
Nope, but I can do that now, and no one else. Well, I mean, people can.
See,
but
this
I
is the thing. I don't know if anyone really cared, right?
They care.
It popped to you, but I think everyone just complained because it was annoying.
No, everyone else in here right now cares, and if they don't care, they can press 1 if they care and 0 if they don't care.
Yeah. If you guys like Ralph doing his woo super loud, then
1.
Go ahead, hit a 1.
And if you
0
don't, 0. Guarantee you it's going to be all ones, Justin.
I don't know. I'm looking at the chat. I don't see. There's like no one talking.
Well, maybe no one. Maybe everyone left.
Okay. I guess I'm wrong.
No one's saying anything. All right, we got one. The ones are coming in. The ones are coming in. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, that's right. Joey, Rhode Island in the house.
All right.
Mike gave me the 1. Yes.
All right. Let me just.
Yes.
Let me see. Let me adjust my filter here and see if I can get anything going. That's dumb.
And
Let's move on.
By the way. Available now in the official merch shop. Link down below. We don't need money or anything. We're not broke. I didn't spend my whole life savings on Arcade 1-Ups last year. I mean, well, actually, you guys did too, so it's all good. You guys literally are in the same boat as me. Everyone that joins this show has spent their whole life savings on Arcade 1-Up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think we're all broke together is the reality.
Yeah, probably. All right, so guys, we have some agenda items for today that we want to talk about, and I know that there was actually some technical complications with a couple things. For some reason, OBS is not, you guys don't even need to know about it. Whatever. I'm not going to burden you with my problems, but there were some technical issues that I couldn't figure out. And Justin and I were trying to work on it together, and we just ran out of time. And so anyways, it is what it is. And I'm leaving on this work trip, which is a super bummer because Justin, do you know what that means? That means
super stressed out.
Do you know what this means? It means that this damn thing doesn't work at all.
No. Listen, you're the only one that knows how the time machine works.
Sorry, I'm opening the door for my son, so when he comes,
I haven't invented a time machine.
Yeah, see, we got whole door thing. There, the door's open now. Okay. Oh wait, why is it showing up black? It's green. Why? All right, sorry. Okay,
right, let's get to it. Let's get to some interesting things. Come on.
So check this out. So Justin, finally, Arcade 1-Up had said that they had sent a bunch of these BurgerTime cabinets out to other YouTubers for evaluation. I was very grateful to receive one. That was super awesome. You can see it behind me over there somewhere. Super grateful for that. But it was weird because I felt like they were not rushing me, but they were like, "Hey, did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? Like, did you do the review yet?" And so I don't know if you guys remember, but I was leaving on a work trip then too. So I rushed together this initial reactions thing. Well, then I'm like, TikTok mofos, where are all these other YouTubers that were supposedly getting it? Because to me, as soon as that thing hit the doorstep, just like if you guys got one, I was unwrapping it and building it real quick. Justin, I kind of thought that, didn't you kind of think you'd see a bunch of videos pop up almost the same day if a bunch of people got them, right?
That's right.
Well, that didn't happen, did it?
No, it's like you had a 2-week jump start or something.
I know, which made my reaction when I would go, and I wouldn't obsessively go to YouTube and search BurgerTime Arcade 1-Up to see who else did it, but my reaction was, woo! When I saw that I was the only one that had it out there. Woo!
Wait. Is this why the show's called No Filter? You're just gonna riff on like, I got it first.
You guys should know, I'm not competitive at all. I don't care what other people are doing. I only care what I'm doing. I'm not competitive at all. I don't try to be first to stuff. I don't try to be better than anyone else. I just do my thing. I'm not competitive.
He's not competitive, but I remember this day, like it was yesterday, when I was like, hey, buddy, I picked up the Star Wars cab. And you're like, you got yours already? And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to bust out a video. A video that, let's see if he gets upset, is almost to 100,000 views. Are you upset? Are you upset? and then he did a Star Wars video, and what, you got like...
Yeah, I didn't get as many as you. Yeah, I didn't. But actually, do you want to know the truth of it? I was like, son of a bitch. He got the cabinet. There's a picture of it in his doorway. He's going to do a video before me. Sons of bitches. I was pretty upset. I was a little... This is before I was like really a lot closer with Justin, but I was like, son of a bitch. Jeez, so anyways.
I didn't know this is what you meant by no filter.
Okay, all right. All right, let's get this going. So obviously I think what I was talking about was we were trying to talk about is there's now BurgerTime. There was a review by this guy Pixel Dan. I didn't, there's a tons of YouTubers out there, obviously. He has a ton of followers. He's got like, what is it, like 200,000 or something? He's got like a ton of people that subscribe to his channel, but he's
not upset about that at all.
No, I don't care about that. He's been doing it for a lot longer, obviously, and good for him for getting one. No, seriously, it's great. But so one thing that I was thinking about his name, I was going to do a little play on words here. His name is Pixel Dan, and we all know that Justin is all like enamored with pixels and resolution and aspect ratios. So
I mean, why wouldn't anybody, right?
Do you need to go into a little bit of a...
No, like, let me defend myself for a moment. We were all kids growing up with CRT televisions and the beauty of them. I remember when I was a kid and I had like, an NES with a little RF module on the back. And then I was like, what are these yellow and the white, on the side? What is this on the Nintendo mean, in an upgrade quality, right? And then as we go on to like more generations, we start to learn about like component video. And do you remember? I remember I picked up an S-video cable with the Super Nintendo, which looking back, I don't think a lot of people did. And my television had S-video, and I connected it, and it was beautiful. Just unlocked.
Okay.
Beautiful. Anyway,
all right.
We could go on and on all night about this.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. No, seriously though, Justin. So here's the thing. You don't even know what I'm going to do right now. This was actually something where I kind of was thinking about you, and I do really care about screen resolutions. I really do. Don't get weird. So so here we go. Let's check this out real quick. So you guys know, actually, I'm not even going to go there first. I'm going to do this. So you guys know from us looking at this that we had looked at that Pandora's Saga board. I don't know, Justin, was it 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
And the main problem with it, right, is that if I go to like one of the, I'll choose a different game, but hold on, I'll choose a different game. But let's see. One of the problems that, you're going to get with this is it's not going to present the information in the right aspect ratio, right? So, obviously,
it's all stretch.
Yeah, like a game like Golden Tee, we all know was a 4x3 game, right? It was, you probably did play this on a CRT, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this annoys you, right? Like you get upset
Absolutely.
about this.
Like you look at the circles and they're now ovals, right?
This makes you mad.
It makes me upset.
Like it makes you really upset, though.
It makes me really mad.
It makes you infuriated.
Like yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
where's this going, Ralph?
All right, I'll tell you in a second. So I know how infuriated you get by this. So check this out really quick while this loads. It takes a second. So I got I'm actually not going to show you real quick. Let's just do this. I'm going to not even show you what I did. Okay, the game right now is in 16:9. Now Justin, I've showed you this board. There's no way for me to put this in 4x3, right?
That's what you said.
Okay. Watch me. I'm going to do something magic right here. Go to the table cam. I'm going to flip this little switch on this thing that you can't see right now, and I'm going to go back.
I can't see it.
Hold on.
And it says,
what? Oh, my Pandora's box is in 4x3. What?
Whoa. Because now all of a sudden I'm on board with the Pandora's box.
Yeah. So check it out.
what's great about it is the simplicity. It's decent enough UI, but it's plug and play, and who doesn't like plug and play? But the only thing holding me back was I didn't want the games to be stretched.
So check this out. Let me fix this annoying focus issue really quick, and then we'll get to it. So watch. So check this out. So this was a device that someone, I didn't actually know about this device, but someone watches the channel was like, "Hey, have you heard of this thing before?" And let's see, you can see it right here. So it's called the M Classic. And what it's designed to do is to upscale. It's actually designed to upscale, games and stuff like that to 1080p. But the one thing it does, it claims it upscales to 4K as well. But this switch, you can flip the switch to the back, and it's a retro game mode where it takes the 16:9 signal and then changes it to the proper aspect ratio. So if you're using any console that has HDMI that stretches the image out, it'll put it back to the normal aspect ratio. So I was like, oh my God, Justin's going to think this is so cool. So what do you think about it? Honestly, just high level, what do you think about this? Like, it's kind of cool, right?
Well, I have a lot of questions. I'm not going to immediately jump for joy.
No, I know, but okay, just instant, like, hey, I showed you something cool. You at least think that's cool, right?
I do think that's cool.
Okay.
My questions are like, how is it doing it? Is it got a lot of frame buffers? Is it like, never mind. I'm not going to go too nerdy into this because no one's going to like it. But essentially what I'm saying is, how much lag does it introduce? Because you're already going to have the lag. There's many layers of it, right? But now you're going to take the 16:9 and squish it into a 4:3, but then it's still in a 16:9 container, right? And so that's going to take some amount of time to do that. How much time does it take? Are we talking a few milliseconds? Are we talking about like 300 milliseconds? And there's a big difference.
I think they claim it's as close to zero lag as possible, but I don't obviously I don't know. I don't know. I haven't actually tested that, but and by the way, it's really hard to play this game the way I'm trying to play it, but
right.
But yeah, so like I love it. Like, I think it's a pretty cool. And, I'm going to obviously explore it on the channel where we'll do some reviews of it and stuff like that. And there's other YouTubers, I think, that have done reviews of it. But watch, if I switch the switch back, I'm probably going to get destroyed over here. But if I switch the switch back up here, then I go back, you'll see, obviously, when it changes over, it kind of does a reset. But now it's back to 16:9. And I'll switch it back again.
But it's HDMI to HDMI?
Yeah, it does HDMI. Yeah, and then you just need it to be powered. I'll show you that in a second. But
okay.
Yeah, so I'll show you that in a second, but hold on, let me just get out of this. If I go back, if I flip the switch back up, watch, I'll show you. Flip the switch back up. You should see it go back to 16:9 aspect ratio. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. I was digging on the device. I haven't done a whole lot of stuff with it yet, obviously, but I thought that was kind of fun,
Yeah. I'll keep an open mind about it.
Yeah, so I have to go through and deep dive it and really look and see what's going on. But I thought that was pretty neat.
Sure. So that's the big surprise.
Yeah,
Ralph
you seem
figured
super
out a
excited.
way for me to get. No, I am. And truly, I didn't know anything about this. He's been kind of teasing me about it all week. He's like, I got to show you something. We're going to show it live. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And here it is what it is. And I guess I'm kind of annoyed by it, actually. Why would you bring up the whole 4:3 again? I told you, let's drop it, right?
No. Well, I know. But then when I saw this, I was like, oh, cool.
You're just rubbing it in more.
No, the M Classic, I just saw it and I thought it was really cool. And someone actually made a good point in there. I'm looking at the chat, by the way, guys. I know I've actually have to figure out a way to, like, my webcam is like right up here and the chat is here. So sometimes if it looks like I'm not looking directly at you or at Justin, it's because I have to look down. I have to get another monitor probably to be able to do that. But yeah, so someone mentioned, hey, I'm using a Hyperkin cable, and those actually do have, some of those have switches for 4:3 and 16:9, and some don't. So the ones that don't, if they stretch the image, because I think the Wii one doesn't, and I think someone mentioned that in there. I think the Wii one stretches the image. So you could put this on the Wii one and then turn it down. So it's pretty cool. So I just thought it's kind of a neat little device. They market it kind of weird though, Justin. They market it as like a graphics card for your for your like an inline graphics card. I don't know that I would go as far as to say it's an inline graphics card, and I honestly didn't have enough time to like deep dive how it works and stuff. Maybe there's some things that it does do that you could kind of make those claims, but I'm not really 100% sure.
Right. That's right. Well, Twig is in the chat. He mentions just get a CRT, and you know what? You can just go somewhere else. You know, you're not welcome on our show anymore. But no. So anyway, I'm kidding. But the point is I'd like to defend myself for a moment. I have a CRT, and so do you, and an RGB monitor. And I'm thinking about getting another one. But I also have a whole bunch of LCD screens in my house, and I love testing these units. So I'm not going to just say I'm going to get a CRT and be done with it.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to continue to test this. We're into technology more than games. I don't know if you know about that about Ralph and I. That's what we do for a living. Is we're into technology, right? And we picked those careers for a reason.
Yeah.
We also love gaming, but I'll talk about me for a second. I love the hardware behind gaming.
Yeah, likewise.
Right. And so when these new devices come in and allow you to have like an experience at a reasonable price, I'll pay a lot of money for a really good solution. And also I'll test out the ones that are like $30, $40 and review them and test them. And there may be a scenario in my house where I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that. It's not the best experience, but it's a pick up and play type of scenario. And it's totally fine. By the way, that's Arcade 1-Up. So Arcade 1-Up is not like the premium way to play retro gaming. It is not the highest standard, but it is the most convenient way to play retro games. If you have a handful in your house, you have a party, friends come over, boom, you turn it on and you play. It's great. It just works. And
it's actually the reason why people buy. It's actually the reason why people buy. It's the reason why people buy this. They buy this because they just want to turn something on and play. I mean, this is literally the reason why I think Pandora's boxes exist. It's tailor-made for that customer that wants to turn this thing on and have it just work. It's but this has its flaws too. For instance, the 16:9 thing, right? Like you may go, "Hey, that annoys me." Maybe you buy that as the solution though, and maybe that's good enough for you, So I feel like Justin and I had a lot of conversations over the last week of like, there's all these retro products out there, and they're all kind of sort of pointed towards some kind of consumer, and they're all slightly different. And actually, Get Off My Lawn Gaming actually has this. He has this argument a lot to people. Like they argue about these idiosyncrasies about Arcade 1-Up, and his argument's always like, yeah, but you turn it on and you just play it. Like,
right.
That's the customer. You want to get a cabinet, bring it home, turn it on, play, build it, turn it on, play. So
that's right.
Justin and I have talked a lot about this because there's like this thing right here that we're looking at. This is obviously this M Classic thing that you hook up. It's pretty easy. You just switch a switch on and off on the side. This is basically an upscaler, just like this thing called the OSSC or the RetroTink. Those are both the same types of things like this, but they're very different price points. The OSSC is. Yeah,
and they have different features, right? So if you're going to get the RetroTink, it's also in that world of like you just plug it in and play, and there's only a couple buttons to change your options.
Very similar to this, actually.
Yeah. Whereas like the OSSC, there's a lot of things you can do with it. You can load profiles on it. You can save settings. It continues to evolve. It has firmware updates, and actually
it's got amazing scan lines. It's got amazing scan line filters, and it also has like line doubling, line tripling, line quadrupling. I don't know what would you call 5X lines, because it does do 5X lines.
I don't know, whatever 5 is. It's
I know, but I know like double, triple, quadruple.
5X.
What would it
be? I think they just call it 5X.
I know, but is there a word for that?
Probably.
Someone tell us what that is, because I have no freaking clue.
I'm sure.
5Xing
right now.
5Xing lines.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good products out there, and they have a variety of markets, right? Like we've talked about before, Arcade 1-Up has their market. We just found out recently, John D tweeted, or maybe it was a Facebook message, that they're close to selling 1 million cabinets, right?
It's crazy.
So you have to admit that their idea of building an arcade cabinet that's just plug and play, in 30 minutes you build it. It's
clearly catching on.
If they can sell 1 million of them, then that's successful, right?
Yeah.
And then AtGames, for example, has a completely different strategy, right? Clearly, it's a larger unit. You buy it. It's more MAME. It's not a specific title, and you're probably just going to buy one. if you're going to buy one of those, you're not going to like continue to, every year, are you going to buy another AtGames cabinet? It's going to be the same cabinet, most likely. It's a completely different market, right? And so they're kind of going after the technology side of things. They have engineers, like cloud computing. They're doing all these announcements that are recently announced where you can play games in the cloud. They're trying to expand that more. And so that's not something like AtGames is doing. Like they're doing the NBA Jam, but it's not cloud streaming. It's not like you're playing the game in the cloud. It's, what is it called? It's like the like a net play. Like they're basically sending signals to the other cabinet directly, saying, I just pressed up, now make the character move up. And if there's some, I don't know, there's a lot of technology about it. I was reading about it. It's pretty cool technology, but it's it's different. We'll have to see how it works out.
And we were going to talk a little bit. We weren't going to talk a ton about AtGames, but because I did this poll, so it was interesting. I did this poll on the home arcade modding and enthusiast group, which I run with a couple other people on Facebook, and obviously there's close to 2,000 people in that group, so it's a decent test of interest. And it wasn't quite. It was probably like a 70-30 split. It kind of looked more like 50-50, but maybe it was about 70-30 at the end of the day, of people that said they don't want them versus people that said they do want them. And I was I probably flawed the poll a little bit because I didn't actually put if you already own one. But yeah, I thought a 70-30 for no versus yeses. So like 30% yeses, which maybe you could bleed into like the 35% range. I didn't really do all the back end calculation, but it's a different product. It's interesting because I really want people to understand sometimes I'm a little bit harsh, not harsh, but I think I'm a little bit more like difficult on that company, I think, is because what they've effectively built, even though it's not really marketed that way, is it's like a MAME cabinet, really. It's like a multicade, and it doesn't just run MAME, so it's not fair to say a MAME cabinet, but a lot of people will just refer to a multicade as a MAME cabinet, even though there's many different emulator cores running on it. Sure. It's just interesting because I think the people that are, if you were to do a poll, and I don't know how we would do this poll, but a poll on if you bought that cabinet and what games you're playing on it, are you playing the 350 or are you playing with all the other methods they've given you to play, meaning bring your own ROMs or Steam integration and all that stuff? Is that what you're playing the most? Are you playing the 350 the most? And I would venture to guess that the people are using the other methods because they're not that happy with the 350. So it's an interesting thing, and maybe that's okay, but I feel like when it's marketed, it's not like, it just says connected arcade. But what does connected arcade mean? That could mean a bunch of things to a lot of different people. So they have all these, it's like they have their feelers out into all these different areas, but it's not very clear where the overall direction is. So that's why I think that's a little bit, don't you think, Justin, that's a little bit of a dangerous place to be in when you're in your infancy as a product, because the people that are going to buy it kind of need to understand what it's all about. And I think we do, sort of, but does everyone else?
Well, it's kind of hard because there's difficulty in it. Like even in the survey, right? Like it seemed majority of the people were not interested to even probably talk about AtGames. But at the same time, what type of people are, like in that modding group? They're typically people that are modding arcade 1-up cabinets. So and then the type of people you and I have captured as YouTube subscribers are majority arcade 1-up enthusiasts, So
and a lot of those have modded their cabinet, right? So they don't have this, they can play whatever they want, really. A lot of them have modded them, right?
Right. So the other challenge is the availability of the cabinet. So did they, anticipate the sales for AtGames? It's hard to say. We don't know how many they produced on their first run. Maybe it was
we can guess, but
I don't know. And then they sold out, but did they sell out because they greatly underestimated the amount they needed to order? We don't know. And then they had some more that came out, and those are sold out as well. And then now we got the issue with things happening in China, right? So China's going up.
Dude, speaking of that, like, isn't that going to put a lot of, I think that's not just, that's everyone. Because, all this stuff is all coming from China. So I'm just wondering, like, is this going to affect availability? Like, could this affect launch dates for arcade 1-up stuff? Like, has a lot of that stuff already hit U.S. shores, or is it like literally?
I don't think so. I don't think any of, like, because when we were at CES, we were talking to David McIntosh and and John D, and they were mentioning how, everyone kept on saying, what are the dates? What are the dates for NBA Jam? So we were trying to get those questions answered, right? And so we talked to one person and they would give us a date. We talked to another person that kind of give us a different date. It wasn't like the same exact talking track.
Right.
But generally, the most common thing we'd hear is we're shooting for Father's Day.
On some of it.
Right. And then the holiday
season.
Of the year. I think that makes sense. Last year, those were their two big sale points,
Justin. Someone said we need to come up with it was Zero Hero W000. So we had to come up with a cure for the coronavirus so we can get our NBA champ.
That's right.
I know it's not really something to laugh about. We obviously are a lighthearted show. I don't want to say that obviously there's people have died, a significant amount of people. It's a sad thing. But yeah, we're trying to have some fun with it. But yeah, obviously, there's some truth to that, is that it may greatly delay a lot of these things.
Yeah, that's right. So
it really might.
So they had said if there's any hiccup, and they were kind of referring to if the developers or the manufacturers.
Yeah, it wasn't about this. It wasn't about this. It was about manufacturing processes. Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Basically, they said if we don't hit that window of getting them out by Father's Day, then we probably have to postpone it to the holiday time, because those are the big time periods when they can move a lot of cabinets.
Right.
And and also something that sometimes we fail to mention, when we went to CS and saw all that was all for preview. They hadn't yet negotiated with retailers. We asked, so are these going to be at Target or are these going to be at Walmart? And the truth is they didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they have purchase orders yet. This is this announcement to kind of everyone, and they're still working out those details. And as you know, last year there were some cabinets that didn't come out when they said they'd come out, and then there's other cabinets that came out earlier than they even predicted. And I think all of that just has to do with logistics,
availability,
right?
Yeah, whether it gets here on time. Yeah, I think a lot of that's tough, right? Anybody that's ordered anything from AliExpress, it has to go through customs, and sometimes it goes through quickly and sometimes it doesn't. And I think there are things that always could be, outside forces that happen that could cause delays. And I think that's why they're always if it was manufactured and designed and made all here in the United States, they'd have a much better grasp on those dates.
If you look at BurgerTime, which is it's not in retail at all. It's a direct to consumer. So that's a slightly different model. That's why they said if you order now, we'll have it shipped out March 1st. Those are very specific dates because they're just working with the drop shipper or the manufacturer, and that's it. There's no
you notice and on those boxes it will actually say, when you get those shipping notifications, you'll see it's coming from New York City. Yeah. So interesting. It didn't originate in New York City, but it's shipping from New York City to, it's not shipping from some shipping container to Walmart to you. It's actually going from Arcade 1UP, or from shipping container to Arcade 1UP to you, right? There's one less middleman, right?
That's right. So these arcade cabinets are built in New York City.
New York City? Oh, man. New York City?
A little bit of Cowboy Ralph there, huh?
For some reason, is that isn't that for paste picante sauce? Wasn't that what it was? Who in here remembers that commercial? Because I just remember New York City.
Yeah, I was in New York in an elevator. I was in this big building in an elevator, and someone said New York City, kind of similar. I was like, "Hey guys, you remember that commercial with the paste picante sauce? It's this is made in New York City, and no one knew what I was talking about.
Really?
And I was like, wait a second.
In New York? Were they really young?
In New York. No, they were my age.
What? Oh,
They're
dude,
all,
that was a commercial everyone knew. Maybe that commercial only aired outside of New York. I don't know. No one in New York knows that commercial.
Now we'll offend them in New York.
That's awesome. All right, so I think do you want to tie off on AtGames real quick?
Yeah, so we got Arcade 1UP, we got AtGames, and a lot of people.
Because there's one thing I want to mention about AtGames.
You just keep on interrupting me, right? So hey, Ralph, why don't you go ahead and finish your sentence on that? Go ahead.
No, I was.
No, wait. So I'm going to interrupt you now.
No, I finish that thought.
I don't think there's anything else to say.
No, there is one more thing. I didn't tell you about it, so but I need you to run the show for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20,
5
30 seconds.
I'm going to talk, and then he's going to interrupt me. So anyway, okay. So Arcade, One Up, and AtGames, a lot of people are not, they want to say that they're in competition, and we've said this a few times. Yeah, they are in competition. That's the reality because they're both homemade, the home arcade market, but they do have different business strategies. You got Arcade One Up coming out with title-specific cabinets, and they really want to work for the publisher. They want to help the publisher come out with great titles. So a lot of people have chatted and messaged me and said, like, hey, do you think they'll come out with this or come out with that? And if the answer is there's no way to license it, there's no way for a royalty to be paid out to another company, I don't think it's going to happen. They're not going to produce generic products. They're going to specifically come out with like something Mega Man, or like we saw at CS, they're going to do like a Mega Man console game, but it'll be like the Coleco style. That's going to make Mega Man some money, right? Capcom is that.
By the way, not to play, Arcade One Up is getting. I know I've said this in prior episodes, but it was actually called Maga Man at CES. Me and the Rexer show were right in front of that guy. He's someone that watches the channel, has a good YouTube channel. Check it out if you had a chance. But yeah, he boots up. He's like, dude, Arcade One Up's getting super political. I was like, what are you talking? Like, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I thought he was just being, I don't know, whatever. And I look at it, and on the boot screen it said Maga Man. I'm like, damn. But anyway, so that was kind of funny. But there was a bunch of stuff there that was like, not ready really. And it shouldn't have been turned on. Apparently they said not to turn it on. So the one thing I wanted to show Justin real quick is not Cuphead, but oh shoot, I lost my,
what happened?
Oh, there it is. I don't know what happened. I lost my connection to my Elgato really quick, but it came back. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find it on his page right now when I need to. I meant to have it pre-teed up, but I didn't have it teed up, unfortunately. But Joe Sabo created... So, obviously, if you guys saw the video that I posted this week, I did a Street Fighter 4 artwork kit for the AtGames. But if you can find it on his website. I don't know why I'm having a hard time finding it right now, so I don't want to waste that much time here. But so he actually has that available now, but also he built this really cool... So I know, Justin, I was kind of dogging on... the AtGames, just the normal artwork. So he went and created this like really cool Tron topper. It takes the marquee and then it kind of like flows up, but I know like this, I'm not trying to contradict what I said, but it all of a sudden makes like, it kind of ties it all together. And I have to say I'm impressed with that, because if you look at the AtGames cabinet, it has a Tron feel to it. I don't think it's specifically Tron artwork per se, but then he kind of makes it because of the topper itself and how it blends into the cabinet. If you can find a picture of it, that would be great. I'm trying, but for some reason, I'm going to just try to just search for Tron and see if it comes up, because it is called Tron. Oh, wait, hold on. Derek D just sent it to me in the chat. Hold on. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, buddy.
Hopefully it goes right to it. Thanks, Derek. Appreciate that.
Yeah, wait. You clicked on a link from Derek D. Where is this going?
I know. Shoot, I just clicked on that without even thinking about it, too. Like, that could have gone to some weird place. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I even just did that. That would be really rough. Oh, my gosh. Derek,
don't switch views.
I don't know why it's taking me like a million years to get this link, because now you're going to see the things that Derek talks to me about.
That's right.
Yeah, look, he said, that's what happens when I said I was cranky. Look, this is Derek D. I said, I'm cranky. And he said, that's what happens. Oh, damn it. He said...
There it is.
He said, that's what happens when it's the time of the month. Try Modol and a hot pad for the cramps. Like, Derek's kind of like, super nice guy, but he's just going to kind of be a little rough. But I know, I actually understand Derek, so it's fine. But yeah, so he created this Tron topper. And I mean... Guys, it looks really awesome. Like, look at it. It kind of brings a cabinet I wasn't excited about together.
My question for this is, on his website, it says, click here if you own the Sam's Club's version, and click on this other one if you own the Walmart version.
Yeah.
But I bought it directly from AtGames with their pre-order that they had last month. So which one do I have?
I don't know. We'll have to measure it, because it's the depth that's a little deeper. The Walmart one's not as deep, I think, than the Sam's Club one. We'll have to do that. It's interesting. Right. I don't know which one it would be. That's a good question. Maybe someone in the chat knows. But The one thing I did want to say is, so I talked to Joe. Well, first of all, if you're looking for anything at Joe's, I want to make sure if you're buying something from Joe Sabo, use the coupon code RetroRalph in all caps, and you'll save a little bit of money. So make sure you do that, just because it'll help him out, or help you out actually.
Joe's here in the chat. Hey man,
is he there? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
he said he's going to verify which one they're selling directly, so that's good.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Joe. That's cool. Yeah, so Joe did a really good job on the Street Fighter 4. If you haven't looked at the video, go check it out. And the reason I didn't talk about this in the video, the reason why I wanted Street Fighter 4 is because, I don't know if you guys remember, I did an arcade 1-up based on Street Fighter 4, and I went and bought, it's sort of the... it's like the China hack version of the PCB, because the regular PCB is pretty expensive. But it does come packaged. It boots straight to the game. You have the dip switches and everything. It's, for all intents and purposes, it's a clone of the original arcade board, but which is really more of a PC. But I don't know, like that arcade 1-up, it didn't feel like Street Fighter belonged in the arcade 1-up for me. I don't know why. So I just thought this would be cool to theme it. Theme it to Street Fighter 4, and then, it's available via Steam. I could stream it locally. So anyways, I've always kind of wanted a Street Fighter 4 cabinet, or at least a themed cabinet. So that's why I did that. That was really the motivation. But Joe's artwork is like, it's out of control. It's really, really good. And I'm not just saying that because he's here. It's the difference between, I was talking to Justin about this too. He sells to arcade restoration people that go, hey, I have a Donkey Kong original, I need artwork. Like, so someone slapping artwork on a Donkey Kong, it needs to be like they're serious about Donkey Kong looking exactly like it used to. That's just one example. Pick your retro game of choice, arcade game. So he comes with that same level of quality when he does it for these 3/4 scales. So it does price certain people out. Some people go, I don't want to pay that, but just know it's not like he's just trying to rip people off. You're getting that same quality of work, just scaled down. So I think that's not going to be for everyone, right? Some of you guys might go, that.
I think we have a great opportunity here. Earlier in our stream, we asked people, we talked about like AtGames, versus Arcade 1-Up, and you had the poll. I have a poll. I have a new one.
Do it.
Right here, right now. You guys ready? Get ready for the 1 and 0s, right? Get ready for this.
All right.
And Joe's here, so this will be good. The idea of buying the AtGames Legend Ultimate cab, but then putting nicer artwork on it, does that greatly improve the likelihood of you purchasing it? Mainly, do looks matter? When it comes to the AtGames Legend Ultimate, do looks matter?
So is your poll 1 if looks matter?
1 if looks matter.
Okay.
0 if it doesn't matter.
Okay. Cool. I think Joe should do, while we're waiting for this to roll in, I think Joe should do a reality show where he takes, remember that? This is a really messed up show. Do you guys remember that reality show where they would take like people that were unhappy with their appearance and make them swans? It's a really messed up show. Like they'd literally do like 10 what do you call it? Plastic surgeries, like totally messed up. Not condoning the show at all by any means, but like Joe should like do a whole series where he takes the ugliest cabinets possible and makes them pretty. Like that'd be kind of fun. Right. I guess he kind of does that anyway, but we're getting a lot of looks matters. Yeah,
it's really interesting because that's something that you and I have been talking about for a while, where it's like, Toy Shark, right? The whole Toy Shark concept, or Toy Shock, right?
You can't even call it the right name anymore.
I said that on purpose. Of course.
Sure.
And it's like looks matter, because I don't know, because I think there's a lot of different people that buy the home arcade cabinets. I think there's some people that don't even play them that often. I think there's some of them.
You want to go there on this episode?
I want to go there.
Oh boy, this is the no filter episode, so I guess why not?
I think there's a group of people that buy the cabinets and play them sometimes, but they love the idea of owning cabinets and they're addicted to buying them. But they have families and they have lives, so it's not like they can play.
Yeah, they don't have the time. They don't have all the time.
Like they did, right? They have full-time jobs. They have side projects. They got a family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it could be that maybe a month or two has gone by and you haven't played any of your cabs, but you still plan on buying more. Looks matter.
All right, so just I'll entertain this topic. Okay. Uh-oh. Did we lose? Oh no. Dude, I think we lost the stream.
Are you there?
Oh boy. I don't know. I lost. Oh, I think we're back.
We're back.
I have no idea what happened, but we hit a glitch. Actually, I'm dropping frames right now. Hold on. Let's give it a second, Justin, to recover because something happened. Like it is like weird. I got a complete network drop.
Okay.
It's weird. It's dropping a bunch of frames. Let me see if it. Let's wait till it goes back to full health, and then we'll be good. All
right. Sorry, guys.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah. It looks like Ralph's having some internet connection issues. We're gonna wait for it to start ramping back up again, get some good quality going.
Okay, it looks like we're back with zero dropped frames, so we should be good. I don't know what happened. It was really weird.
I think it was David McIntosh. He pulled the plug on us. I was like sitting here talking about how maybe we don't play them. Some people don't play them. I'm not saying I'm in that group. I'm not saying that I only play cabinets when my family comes over. I'm not saying that at all.
But I want to double down on the topic a little bit because I will tell you there is something. So there's something kind of magical about this, and I don't care. Let's not be specific to a brand, right? We're not talking Arcade 1UP. We're not talking AtGames. We're just talking you built an arcade cabinet or you bought an arcade cabinet of some kind. And it brings back some awesome feeling of either playing that game, childhood memory, whatever it is. So like the motivation to buy it was driven very heavily by some deep love for the game, the artwork, whatever.
I think we all are in that scenario.
Yeah, and I think we all are. But there are times where I just get happy walking into the room that they're in and looking at them, regardless of what they are. I'm just like, or they're on and there's like sounds playing. Makes me happy. So
right.
I do think there's a weird, like kind of maybe not discussed as often feeling that Arcade 1UP or any of these companies have brought back that like people would buy them just to look at them. Does that make sense? Or as like artwork
they do want
or art
work.
Yeah, but they will buy them because it makes them happy. But and if they play it from time to time in passing, that's enough. It's just having them there is like a really cool feeling. It's like people that have man caves a lot of time they don't have as much time to go into that room. But they might walk into that room sometimes and be like, oh, I love my pool table. I love my big screen. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. I do think there's a lot of people that enjoy it. I'm with you on that, Justin. I think there's probably a lot of people that don't play them as much as they'd like.
I'll tell you specifically my situation. I'll go ahead and tell you exactly mine. So I'm in my basement right now where I moved everything down for the live stream down here. This is where my cabinets are.
Yeah.
And here, I'll just show you. So it's going to look funny, but there's the cabinets that I have.
Can you tilt it a little more? You have a bunch of stuff. Oh, whoa. All right. Oh, there's a Pac-Man in the corner. I don't think I've ever seen that Pac-Man in the corner.
Yeah, so there's Pac-Man. I don't know. It's first gen, second gen, whatever.
And yours are mostly original, right? You didn't mod them.
I've modded I got a 60-in-1 in the Pac-Man, and then in Galaga's modded. My Asteroids is ETA Prime modded. Specifically, I wanted to like do exactly his mod to kind of test it.
Yeah.
So anyway, but it's in my basement. Right. And I'm typically on the main floor. So I don't play them a lot because, I mean, when I come downstairs, we have a big, like a theater room type of thing, with a nice big screen TV. And we got Switch, we got Wii U, we got NES Classic Mini. I mean, we got a lot of different stuff. So it's not like I'm only gaming Arcade 1UP or something like that. Now, more recently, I did purchase the AtGames Legend Ultimate, and it's in my office. So I can only really fit one cabinet in there, and I kind of ran out of room down here, so I put the Legends Ultimate in my office.
Yeah.
So I have been playing that this week because, while I'm working, I work from home, and, if I want to take a break because I'm stressed out on some, problem I have to solve, I'll come over and play it. So I think that one will get more play in it, but the reason it'll get more play is just location and
convenience. But it's not going to get more play because you like it more than the other ones, right? It just happens to be in an area where you're working from home, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, A lot of people might find this funny, but I'm thinking about side-loading console games on it because right now people are going to hate me for that, right? But like there's this thing that came out from another podcast
Justin, people are side-loading tons of console games on it.
Yeah, but some people are like, oh, you got to be only arcade games. But like, check this out. Like there was this really cool, there's this guy named Renee. He owns a company called DB Electronics, and he was in a podcast that was called the Retro Roundtable.
I don't know if I would name my company DB Electronics, but hey. And I know what you guys in the chat know. So if it's unfiltered,
Yeah. So DB Electronics, the Renee guy, he's awesome. He came up with this idea a couple of years ago, and I think it was called like Beat It 2018. And so it was towards the end of the year, and he said, "Look, why don't you guys make a list of all the games that you really want to beat? Right? It's games that you haven't played since you were a kid." And it was around the new year when he said this. He's like, "Make the list," and then go ahead and tweet hashtag Beat It 2018. And I did that, and then hashtag Beat It 2019 is a whole bunch of group of people did it. If you go onto Twitter, you'll see a list of people that's like,
Justin, dude, you're killing me. Beat it. Dude, this what is he trying to? Anyway.
Yeah, come on. So then
I know it's a family show. Sorry,
and then
no
Beat
filter.
It 2020, right? So I did a few of those. It was like a couple games that I really wanted to complete. And there's different ways to beat the game, of course. Mostly, in general, it's like make it to the end credits. That's kind of take a picture of the end credits and then tweet it, and then say, "I finally did it. I beat this game. I haven't beat it for like 20 years." And so the games that I want to beat are mostly console games because they're the games that I played the most when I was a kid. And so I've been thinking of sideloading some of those games on the Ultimate and then see if I can save them. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Even if it has the rewind feature, like, I want to play the game
don't be
from big. Dude, I don't care.
I'm kidding.
I don't
I'm
have
kidding.
time, right?
I'm kidding. Honestly, that's a whole. We could go down a whole rabbit hole with the rewind feature. I do feel like here's the thing, right? Being like a grown man with responsibilities and kids, and like, dude, if I'm gonna my time to play, the reason, honestly, one of the biggest reasons is not only that I love retro games, and I know Justin, you're gonna agree with me here, is that they're games where you can turn them on and actually play them for 10 minutes and like not have to sit through 8,000 cinematic cutscenes and all this stuff. And then like, okay, it's time to play. We gotta take Johnny to soccer. I guess I'm not going to play any games now. Now, okay, I love going to soccer, right? So that's great. But it's like I could have spent 10 minutes playing a retro game that I turned on, but it's kind of convenient to go, hey, I'm going to do a save state right here so I can go back to it because I know I'm only going to have maybe another 10 minutes next time around. So, dude, I'm totally with you on that. It's like they should call save states like dad feature.
That's right.
Dad mode.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, let's see, I went through Mario 1. And so my thing was like I was going to play through every level. I wasn't going to warp, not skip anything. So I beat Mario 1, then I beat Lost Levels. Now, Lost Levels was awesome. I beat that for the first time. When I was a kid, I had it on Mario All-Stars, and I never beat Lost Levels on Mario All-Stars, but I did this time. And that's a fun game. Like, once you get into it, like, it's hard, but then you get into it, it's fun. And then I Mario 2, I beat. So now I'm at Mario 3, and I took a big, long break. I haven't beat Super Mario Brothers 3, but I want to play every single level. What game are you going to beat, Ralph?
I just fixed you, by the way, because it looked like, and I'm sorry, this had to do, I will get back to your question on what game I'm going to beat, but before the show, we were having a really hard time with the video, and so like I couldn't get Justin right. He was like everywhere I put him, he wasn't fitting right. So I feel like for this whole show, Justin's basically been like he was above his mic, but you only saw like this much of his body. You look so much more proportional now, dude. I don't know what we were thinking. We settled on you being like, anyways, what game am I going to beat now that I have save states? That's a tough one. You know what? I'm trying to think of a game that was like probably one of the Mega Mans. I can't think of which one. I just actually picked up, believe it or not, I actually picked up Mega Man 1, 2, 3, and 4 on NES, the actual carts.
Nice.
I don't think I ever played through Mega Man 3. I'm pretty sure I never played through it. So that's one that will be kind of fun to go through, and I'll probably use save states for that.
Dude, Mega Man is so great. I'll tell you why Mega Man's so great.
The music was awesome in Mega Man 2.
The music is amazing.
It's really good.
On Mega Man 2.
I know.
Like,
the music's so good on those games.
It's just like some of those. I think it's the ice level. I'll just sit there. So I've been thinking about live streaming some of this because I'm into these console games for sure, and
Dude, you made me think of something real quick. You know what
What's
I'm
that?
really disappointed in? Do you remember
that?
it? Do you remember at CES when we went and looked at the Retro Champ over at the My Arcade booth?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm hearing like it's not good.
I heard
Like,
it's not good.
I know,
Like-
and that sucks.
Like they upscaled composite on the inside.
Like it looks bad. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
even look good.
Yeah,
That's
I watched
kind
the
of a
Metal
bummer.
Jesus video. Did you watch that one?
Yeah, I would look at it.
This is weird because I just realized. So Ralph and I throughout the week, we're pretty close friends. Like this isn't fake. Like we talk to each
Thanks.
other a little.
It's the first
little
time he's
way-
actually told me we're real friends, by the way. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
We're yeah. I mean, we're just not YouTube friends, but we talk a lot throughout the week. And I just realized for the last 5 minutes of this show, we're having a normal conversation like we normally do.
Yeah,
on
we
the
a lot of times, dude, him and I, Justin and I will talk, and I'm like, dude, we just did we'll talk sometimes for like an hour here and there, and I'm like, we just did the show, like we just did the show.
Right.
So a lot of times we end up talking, and it's like we pick a topic, but we also have this tendency to go all over the place. Like I'm calling him so that we can think about what we're going to say on the show, and then the conversation goes like crazyville all over the place.
Great. But I just realized we're doing that right now.
Yeah, but we're kind of like, it's weird, dude. Wouldn't you say? I don't know if everyone else. This would be a cool, interesting poll. Like, are you guys interested? Like, Justin and I are kind of fascinated with the companies behind the product. Like we try to like decipher why they're doing certain things. Like 1UP for a while, you know, it kind of seemed like they were just in it for the cash grab and like it wasn't about the gaming. And that, but then all of a sudden it got like really serious. They upgraded the monitors. They got rid of all the issues they had. So you're like, and they did it super fast. So I was like, crap, like they're a gaming company now. They were a toy company turning into a gaming company. So we analyzed all that. And then we start looking at AtGames, and it's like, why are they doing this my game room and bring your own ROM and like it just seems like, and why is ArcadeNet like not changed since it launched? Like there's like all these things going on, and we're like fascinated going like behind the curtain, like why are they doing those things, you know? Like because anyways, we talk about this all the time. So I don't know if are you guys interested in like what's going on behind the scenes? I guess like press 1 if you are, because I think we would like to talk about that more on the channel, and then press 2 if you don't care. But I think it's an interesting thing to know, like, what are they thinking, you know? And some of that we can find out because it's public or whatever, and some of it we just can't because they're not going to say. But I just think I'm fascinated, and Justin and I talk about it a lot. I think they wouldn't be here if they weren't interested in that, right? I think
so. Like we've speculated on AtGames a lot, and we've held back on talking about that honestly because it's kind of enjoyable to talk about a company where we get it. Like we've been in businesses before. We've both worked for startups. We've both
and companies trying to release a technology product, maybe not gaming, but it's like, hey, I have this widget I want to sell to people.
Right. So typically, like you know, Ralph and I, we talk about this a lot. We have goals for console kits, for RetroRalph, for the show we're doing together, right? And we say, okay, here's our goals. This is what we're trying to do. It's almost like a business. It's not a business, but it's like we're treating it like one because that's what we do. We are in businesses where we strategize like how we're going to succeed at work. So naturally, we're going to do this together. And so I keep on reminding Ralph. He's like, oh, let's talk about this and let's talk about that. I'm like, those aren't in line with our goals. You know what I mean?
No, it's true.
It's
and
like,
sometimes, yeah. And if they're not, more likely than not, the reason why we come to the conclusion that they're not aligned with a goal is because we know you guys won't care about it. For the most part, either you've told us you don't care or we can see it in the numbers. Like I look while we're doing this show, I'm always looking at how many concurrent viewers we have. And when we get to a topic where you guys are like, like they're dropping off, then we know that that's usually means that you're not interested in that topic. So we try to really like make it interactive from the perspective that you guys do kind of steer the direction of the show, which is pretty cool because I think that makes it more interactive, although we just lost 2 concurrent viewers, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they're talking too much about the show in the show. I'm out.
But hey, Justin, please tell me there's something. I'm going to hit you with this, and I hope to God that you were working on this because I definitely wasn't this week. Do we have any means to do this giveaway that we keep talking about every week? Please tell me you do.
All right. So, okay. Let's see how I can DM you a picture. How quickly can you get that picture from Twitter to on the screen? Can we do that? All right. So stick around, guys. We're going to try to do a giveaway. Those that are in the chat might win something. And we're doing this because Braxton Bragg, also called Arcade Renegade, reached out to us, and he wanted to gift our little community a prize. We normally don't do giveaways because, again, we try to only do things that align with our goals. And giveaways are fun, but they're not always. It's not about the technology. You know, we want to talk about technology. We want to talk about helping you. Those in the chats that have questions, we'll answer them for you. And Anyway. But we can do this. Can we do this, Ralph?
I don't know. I think so.
So I'm going to
The kids just got upstairs. And I have limited time, guys. Literally in 2 hours, I have to drive to the airport and head to San Francisco. So I don't have that much time left. We got to figure this out. This is probably going to be the last part of the show, so we got to figure it out quick.
Okay, so go to Twitter, and I sent you the picture.
All right. Okay, we're doing this live. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
All right, you sent me a photo, and I'm going to share this photo, right?
That's right.
Okay, hold on. Let me save this image.
Okay, we're doing this. We're doing this.
Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, it's weird, dude. I have to go on this work trip, and it's like a bummer, actually, because I'm not going to be able to do any videos this week. Although, of course, you know, I think it was you, Justin, we were talking this week, and you're like, yeah, but you know you're going to do something somehow. And right. I am. I'm going to bring my whole setup with me, my little mobile setup, which is pretty cool. So I think I'm going to stream a game or two or something while I'm there. It's just a bummer. I love doing YouTube so much. So it really kind of pains me when I can't. Yeah, when I'm on the road and I can't do it, it's a bummer because I have a bunch of videos. Oop, I put a window in your way. I have a bunch of videos I want to do this week and I just can't do them. So that's a bummer, but all right, give away. All right, Justin, give me 1 second. I'm almost there.
Okay. So everyone that's in the chat, try to get live. If you're hearing me now, check and see that you're actually like live. Because we're going to, that'll increase your chances. If there's a lag, there's delay between us talking and you watching, that's going to impact your ability to win. So
okay,
try to
is the giveaway
live.
On the screen? It should be.
Yes.
Okay, that is what we're giving away. It is the, I don't know, JXD. Actually, the funny thing is I have one of these. It's like the Pow Kitty X something. I can't remember the name of it. I think Pow Kitty. But the problem is this is not problem, but it's a product from China. This product exists in like 10 different names. And actually, if Wicked Gamer's in there, he calls it the Pow Kitty. But that's what it is. It's the Pow Kitty. But there's like a bunch of them. So anyway, so Justin, have you figured out how we're going to do this?
Yes, I figured it out. So talk about that for a moment. Like show the picture again. Like what games are on it.
Okay, so this is my buddy Wicked, who's in the chat, Wicked Gamer. He would call this the naughty. It's a naughty system. It's got like 9,000 games preloaded, so nothing is legit on this. Emulation is actually spotty. Like some games are good, some aren't. The stick on it's not very good, but the controllers are. So like if you set this on a tabletop, it's almost like a bar top arcade in a way. So I find the best way to play this is you put it on your bar top, and then you give each of like your friends, you give them one of the controllers, and you play it that way. I don't think it's that fun to play with the direct controls. They're okay, but yeah, it's one of those systems where it's a China system. The emulation is okay, but there's actually a lot of third-party support for it. So there's actually a website you can go to, and I can't remember the name right now, but it'll actually have a bunch of hacked firmware for it, so you can actually load different different operating environments for it, which actually improve some of the performance on the emulators. The only thing I'll tell you is if you win this and you do that, back up the games first, because when you do it, if you do it to the same SD card, it whacks all the games. So just keep that in mind if you do it. But yeah, no, it's a pretty cool little product, and I think Wicked Gamer's in there. He probably has a video link to it, to a review of it, because I know he's did one. But yeah, someone said 9,000 games. Who has time for that?
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask a question, and the first person to answer it correctly will win the prize. It's as simple as that. So you got to get ready for typing. Got to get ready to type in fast.
Oh wow,
I'm gonna ask the question, and then the first person to answer it accurately will get it. Are you guys ready? Tell me you're ready. Tell me you're ready. Give me a 1 if you're ready.
You're going to stick. How are you going to do, dude? You're going to have a string of ones. You're never going to find the answer.
No, it's fine because we're going to calm down after that. They're ready. They're ready. Okay.
Everyone's ready. Okay. I don't know why you get the ones before me, why I'm delayed, but whatever. It kind of bugs me, but okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the question. The question is, what is the name of the woman Mario is attempting to save from the giant ape in the original Donkey Kong? That is, what is the name of the woman Mario is attempting to save from the giant ape in the original Donkey Kong?
All right, go,
And
guys.
Johnny Carmen.
He got it.
He got it.
He got it. Nice, dude.
Yep.
So Johnny's got to get in touch with Braxton, right? So how does Johnny get in touch with Braxton? This is how. So we're so good at these.
So Braxton is at work right now, so he wasn't able to do that. So, hold on, Johnny Carmen. First on, you won, buddy. According to my chat, he was the first person.
Yeah, he was the first one I saw too.
Okay, so you need to get in touch with us. We're both on Twitter. You can also email RetroRalph at retroralph1980@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we will get you in touch with Braxton, who has promised the community that he will give the winner this item.
Yep. And then, so congratulations. That's awesome. We are going to do, so Justin, I am going to do something. So the little closet back there that I always talk about that has a bunch of stuff in it, I am going to do some giveaways. I have like duplicate items of a couple things, like reviews that came in and things like that. A lot of them are gaming handheld. So I think in the next episode.
Hold on. Do you guys like these giveaways? We want to only do these giveaways if you actually like them. Hit 1 if you do, 0 if you don't. Because if you do, then we both have a lot of duplicate products that we could do giveaways occasionally.
Zohar says, do we have a duplicate MK cab?
I guess they do like it. All right.
All right. It is weird because it's like it does take up a lot of time on the stream. But there's one thing. It's like there's a website that I used once. I don't know if you guys remember. I used this website where I'd ask the people a question. I think I did it via the community tab of YouTube. But the cool thing about that is everyone goes like I want to do it more live.
Yeah. This just even asking the question, the first one to get the answer was interactive. And if you send a link and then they have to go off, it just doesn't seem as fun. Probably your way is more fair.
Yeah, like I want to go to, like I have this website. I can't remember. I sent you the link to it, Justin. But basically everyone will go. We'll be basically giving you guys, we'll put in the chat a link. You guys will go to it. You'll all enter. And then there's a random name generator that I hit, and then it selects the person. That's how we're going to do it going forward because I just feel like it's really hard to do it this way. But that's how we'll do it going forward. But I have a couple things that I would love to give away.
Okay. You want to
do that?
Wasn't there another possible giveaway?
There was?
We talked about it this week.
Can you text me what it was? Because
I will text you.
I don't remember what it was. Just text me on my phone.
Yeah.
And then I gotta go. I'm like running so far behind.
I texted you.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Justin has texted me. Let's look. Let's see.
Ralph is leaving.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna get the answer back on that quick enough. Maybe we wait for a Friday. Yeah. So I don't even want to mention that one only because I don't want to put anybody under any. Yeah. But we'll do that. But there was one thing I wanted to take a quick. I know we're all about the polls, but I wanted to take one that was kind of interesting. So I had this idea and I talked to Justin about it. He thought it was kind of cool. So I'm gonna hold on. So we had talked a lot about, we kind of like floated AtGames in and out, and we've talked about that. And a lot of people, their recollection of AtGames was the Genesis emulation devices that they put out for a long time. That's right. And so I have right here, this is actually I'll put it on the table cam. It'll be easier for you guys to see. But this right here is this was the 2018 version of their Sega Genesis. So a lot of people don't know this. They released 2 of these same products, and one of them, I think it was maybe one was the end of 2017. I can't remember if they were both 2018, but one was more current than the other. And how you could distinguish them is the more current one said AtGames here in the corner. they had moved some of the artwork around. Unfortunately, I don't have the other one around. And this one actually had a little like SD card. You could side load games and stuff like that on it. And it actually takes cartridges too. This one was not, it didn't get a lot of attention. I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate because it's actually pretty good. Like, I enjoy this one. The only thing I don't enjoy with it is maybe the controllers, because they come with these like, let's see if I have it. I do. They come with these wireless controllers. I actually like hooking up, but the cool thing is it supports the original controller. So I usually will just use an original controller with it instead of the wireless controller.
Is the wireless 2.4 gig?
Yeah, it is. So it's not like, so it's kind of like, anyways, it's not bad, but I prefer using the regular controller.
But you can use the regular controller.
Yeah,
but this actually takes cartridges. Like if you look at
it takes carts.
The Sega, what we call it, the one made by M2, also known
it says
as
fixed games on it.
Sega, it's fixed games, and but this one you can play cartridges on as well. And what you're
cart
failing
compatibility is a little bit like iffy though. It's not everything, but it does work, which is cool. It dumps the ROM basically.
I don't have that one, but you've said that it's an incredible improvement from their previous one.
Way better than the previous one.
Which is a shame because AtGames is kind of known for the bad Genesis machine. They fixed it, and no one's talking about it.
Yeah, this is one of those things where I kind of felt for them in a way. Like, I kind of have a soft spot maybe for someone that, I've worked at a lot of companies where maybe there's stigmas from the past, like the products weren't great or whatever. So it's kind of those things. Obviously, there was a long history of bad Genesis emulation, but it's like, I don't know what happened at AtGames where they flipped the switch and they're like, let's make this good. And they did. And I don't know the backstory on that or if there is one, but this one's pretty good. So anyways, so one of the things that's kind of interesting, what I was kind of thinking of doing was doing a show, whether we do it in the live stream.
Hold on. I have to interrupt you.
Yeah.
There was a super chat and Zohar is asking us to mention it. Thank you, Zohar, for the $1.99. His question is, ask a Back to the Future question or Mortal Kombat cab. Thanks for the joke. We appreciate it.
Oh, dude,
the answer is no.
Zero. Yeah, thank you for the super chat though, Zohar. But there was something really cool. Zero Hero 000 had a really cool idea that I actually really like. If I had the time to do it, I would totally do this. It says next contest winner gets RetroRalph to come to their house and mod their arcade 1-up. That's actually really cool.
And creepy at the same time.
I would love doing something like that. I had thought about that before. I was going to call it this like Retro Ralph on the Road series, but it's like with a family and a full-time job, it's really hard to do. But all right, getting back, but I love the idea.
Yep.
So getting back on track on this, right? So what I thought of, I actually own a lot of the AtGames products, and I wanted to showcase because some of them are kind of like, they're unique for sure, but they're still like their budget, and they did have the bad emulation. But I kind of want to show them off in a sense to kind of show you like maybe why they had that spotty past, but it's not meant to like go, look, this sucks. It's meant to go like, this company's been doing this for actually a long time. So there is a lot of experience there, but it's almost like recently they got more serious about like, hey, we want to be, instead of it being more of like a fly off the shelf product that you might find at like a drugstore that you pick up and go, oh, I remember those games and play it, and then you chuck it in a drawer. They're now wanting to sell more like, hey, I'm going to sell a platform and it's going to actually emulate games well. And so it's an interesting turning point, but I think it could be kind of neat just to showcase some of these older products because there's a ton of them. They have so many variations, and I find that fascinating. And I know, Justin, you and I like it goes back to the loving the technology aspect of it. Like you want to find these products that you'd never heard of before just to kind of see how they are, even if you know going into it they're bad. I don't know. I think it'd be a fun episode.
The episode that I was interested in doing, I don't know if we want to do it together or something, but the question is, what if AtGames did do the Sega Genesis Classic? Because
I would love that.
It seems as though they did have the contract in the early days, and then it came out that AtGames was behind it, and the internet went crazy, and then M2 got the contract, and then everyone's like, oh man, M2 is so great. They do like the best emulation, and then it comes out, and there's audio lag on the Sega Genesis Mini. And my understanding is the Sega Genesis AtGames 2018 that you have doesn't have the audio lag that you would get on the
Yeah, the audio is
OEM
pretty
product.
good. The only thing I would say if I was going to, and I don't want to get into that episode right now as if we're doing it,
Right.
but the one thing I would say is if you look at like the Legends Ultimate and then you look at this device, you can kind of tell that maybe the same person created the user interface because it's like a little clunky. Like it could be more streamlined, you know, like it's not like, for instance, this is some constructive criticism. If I'm on an AtGames and I'm looking at the UI and I turn the joystick right, you'd expect to, when I get to the end, the last box, that if there's 3 more pages, that it's just going to go right? Like
That's
naturally
right.
it's going to go right. It's going to
should
turn
be
the page.
Intuitive navigation.
That doesn't happen, and it's the same thing with this AtGames product. Like you have to press a button to get to the different page, and so like it's just weird. It doesn't feel intuitive, but the gameplay and emulation is actually pretty good. So it's one of those products. It's unfortunate that it kind of got overlooked because I think they actually deserved a little bit of like, hey, they kind of got it right, but unfortunately, YouTube and the internet, it can be a pretty brutal place, and if something gets ripped on by 10 YouTubers, everyone's mind's made up that thing is junk, you know, and that's unfortunate because I think sometimes the one thing I take very seriously is that if I say something, you know, I'm not a big YouTuber by any stretch of the imagination, but if Justin and I say something is junk and 4,000 people watch that in replay, that's 4,000 impressions of someone saying those 2 guys said it was junk. So I do want to try to be, I want you guys to know that I take a lot of responsibility, and so does Justin, in the fact that I'm never just going to say something's crap or something's junk unless it really truly is, right? If it's just complete disaster, then I think it's fair. But if it's something where 70% of the product is good and it needs some improvement, then maybe there'd be a different way for us to articulate that. Like, yeah, the bulk of the product's good, but there's this kind of part of it that you have to know about. But to throw out the word like junk or trash or dumpster fire or whatever, when you really haven't fully evaluated it, it's dangerous. It actually does hurt the adoption of a product.
Yeah. So if AtGames is listening, like I 100% agree with you. When I got the AtGames Legend Ultimate, this was weird. When I got it, it had the original firmware on it, and it actually did. On the AtGames Legend Ultimate, it did page. When you get to the end, it would page for you.
Wait, on
you
what?
Didn't have to, the original firmware that was shipped with the AtGames Legend Ultimate, when you were going through the 350 games, it did page when you go to the right.
Like the literally Rev 0 version? Okay.
Yeah. What it came with. And then I upgraded to 4.4, which came out recently, and it's not there.
I never noticed that, but...
Yeah, and so my daughter, she started playing it, and sure enough, straight away, she's going through the list. She goes to the right, and she goes, I don't get it. Why isn't it working?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that tiny little thing. Like, I believe that one is firmware updatable, the Sega 2018. And I know for sure, obviously, the Legends Ultimate is firmware update. But just please do that one thing. I mean, this is what I do for a living. I've built navigation UIs like at least 10 times for big companies, right? And, you know, there's this concept, you know, you can only render what you can, you know, what you see on the screen. And when you get to the edge, you literally just have an index that's like, I'm at the edge. And if the user presses right, then reload the data model with a new set of information. It's called virtualized scrolling. And just add in, you already have it. Like the function's got to be there when you press the C button, right?
I have it up right now. So like I don't have my wireless mic, so I'm gonna just go over. I have to like jump over a second to move the screen. I'm gonna move the joystick so you'll see what happens. But you can see on the bottom. See how it's you guys can see where it says page at the bottom. Well, page is how you do it, but you have to press an actual you have to press a button to do that. But you'll watch. Check it out.
Yeah, so as he's moving around, it's called a focus, right? So he's going to move focus. You can see that white box moving around. When you go to the edge, you press right. It does nothing.
So
it
Justin,
doesn't page.
I'm pressing C. Watch.
Right, so he presses C. Little things like that make a world of a difference. Like just call the same function when you get to the edge of the screen. Put that in 4.5.
Yeah, it's just silly stuff, but that's like huge. But Justin, I did want to talk about one thing, and then I think we got to wrap it up. So because I'm going to be gone this week, I'm going to probably do like one live stream. But something I'm kind of excited about. You guys have probably seen Glenn's retro show, his Tron arcade stick. Now I'm actually, even though this is compatible with the Legends Ultimate, that's not my plan for it. You guys are always saying, you don't do enough videos on the Beast cabinet. You don't do enough videos on the Beast cabinet. So I'm going to integrate this into the Beast cabinet and show that, yeah, and I kind of thought it'd be cool to show, I have so many games on that Beast cabinet, and there's a bunch of arcade games that would have used flight sticks. So I'm going to showcase games that use flight sticks with the Tron stick. And the cool thing about it is Glenn did architect this in such a way where you can actually, you do have to get underneath it, but the cool thing about getting underneath it is that the Beast cabinet, the whole control panel opens up, so you can get underneath it and actually take the Tron stick out and put a regular joystick, like ball top, back on. So I have a really cool idea and concept around how I'm going to showcase that. So I think that'll be fun. And I like doing it on the Beast cabinet because it gives you more options, and because it will integrate into the AtGames, but I think it'll help you guys understand, like, there's a lot of versatility to this product that Glenn developed. And so if you have an existing multicade, non-arcade 1-up or non-AtGames, you can use it with that too, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's great.
And the funny thing is, Justin, as we're closing, we have more viewers now than we did when we started. We have the most viewers right now as we're wrapping up the show. It's a bummer because we got to go, but I got to go at least.
You can leave and I'll just continue on. No, okay.
Nice.
No, you know, it'd be really cool coming back to AtGames. You know, we supposedly they watch this show, supposedly, right? So if you guys could do us a favor, just fix that one little thing in your UI. And in my opinion, that makes it leaps and bounds better. It kind of shows that you're listening, and it shows that you're into updating the UI. I think what they need is some expert to come in and show them how to build a better UI.
Yeah,
that would be
Justin,
really cool. Because looks matter.
Yeah,
and it matters in the UI too.
I'm getting totally torn apart. Everyone's like, "You're gonna miss your flight. You're gonna miss your flight." I got one that says, "Monday lunchtime live stream. How I lost my job because I couldn't shut up and missed my flight." That was actually Derek D or Cursed Existence.
That's why we have a lot of views, because everyone's all like, "Watch, he's gonna miss his flight."
No, I really can't, guys. So here's the thing. I'll tell you this really quick. So I know everyone here, we all have jobs, right? And the one thing, and I'm serious about this, I manage a team of people, and the one thing that I cannot stand, I hate having to tell the people on my team, "Hey, you're gonna have to leave on Sunday because because this conference for work starts on a Monday." I hate that. I think it's totally not cool. It's completely disrespectful for people's personal time and their family. And unfortunately, our company decided to do that. I don't agree with it. Hopefully, I'm not gonna. I might get fired if they watch this, but it's just not cool. I'm sorry. It's really not cool. Like, I have a family I'd like to spend time with. This is my time on Sunday, just like you guys who have weekends off or a day off. Like, that's your time. That's your time. You bust your ass at work.
I'm with you, but typically I go to my boss and say, "Oh, so you want me to fly out on Sunday? So Friday's a half day, right?" And they're like, "Of course."
Well, maybe I should ask you about this. So, anyways, it's someone said how I became a full-time YouTuber by RetroRalph. Yeah, I just lost my job. I guess I'm a full-time YouTuber now.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right, guys. I think that's it, right, Justin?
Yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, for sure.
We really appreciate it.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know it was a little bit different. We kind of bounced around a lot, but we had a couple issues, but I feel like we recovered pretty well from it, right? I'd say we did.
Yeah, if you like this episode, do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. We really want to look at and analyze the thumbs up and thumbs down as a way to know if this show was good or not.
Yeah, please do that.
Continue to improve.
By the way, I just got a message that says, good news, you don't need to fly now.
Wait, what?
Mike, who's actually from Rhode Island, very close to my hometown, he said, good news, you don't have to fly now. He's like saying I lost my job, basically.
Oh,
good news, you don't have to fly now. It's awesome. All right, guys, so I'm going to hang out with Classic Kim and Kim and the kids for a little while, and then we're out. Yeah, so thanks so much for joining, guys. We will see you on the next one, and yeah, we definitely appreciate. Oh yeah, Sky Harbor is a beast on Sundays. That's true. I will be at Sky Harbor. All right, Justin, any final words, or we done?
No, go spend time with your fiance.
All right,
Love
see you guys. Thanks so much. Bye. Take care.